The Netflix documentary series Making a Murderer attempts to condense an almost 6-week criminal trial into a mere 10 hours. As a result, significant components of trial evidence in the case of Stephen Avery were overlooked and excluded from the documentary, especially details that would paint Stephen Avery as anything but an innocent defender in the eyes of the public. Because of this, we do have to point out that the producers of Making a Murderer are very biased in their portrayal of the case. Penny Bernstein told The New Yorker that she declined to participate in the documentary because it was very clear from the outset that they believed Steve was innocent. She didn't feel that they were journalists seeking the truth. She felt like they had foregone conclusion and were simply looking for a forum in which to express it. Similarly, prosecutor Ken Kratz told Maxim that he did not participate in any of the interviews for the documentary because the producers refused to show him a preview of the film that they had screened at a festival. He thought to himself, I'm being set up. If I'm not being provided the same opportunity as the defense, if I'm not being shown a finished product that thousands of people had already seen, there's no justification for not showing that to me unless you are trying to ambush me. Bias throughout the Netflix documentary series led to an inevitable one-sided presentation of all of the evidence and an overall deceiving narrative of the Stephen Avery case. Some evidence that was left out of the documentary includes additional DNA evidence found from the hood of Teresa's car and Halbach's phone and camera found 20 feet from Stephen Avery's trailer door. Ken Kratz also brought up in trial that Stephen and Teresa knew each other from doing several car shoots before and that she had described him multiple times as creepy. Luring Cellular Company workers testified that Avery had called Halbach's phone 3 times using star 67 in order for the call to show up as from an unknown caller, but this was not included in the documentary. Furthermore, specifics pertaining to the nature of Avery's relationship with his girlfriend was also excluded from the Netflix documentary series. In September of 2004, Avery was arrested for violating a disorderly conduct ordinance after an altercation with his girlfriend. In addition, allegation in court documents filed by the county district attorney mentioned that Avery had drawn a torture chamber and planned the hypothetical killing of a young woman while in prison. There was written evidence of him also previously threatening to kill his ex-wife in a written note. Regardless of the clear bias throughout the Making of a Murderer's narrative of the Stephen Avery case, it is evident that the injustices in the trial are a clear reflection of corruption found throughout the criminal justice system. However, by presenting a mostly one-sided case, the creators of the show do not explore the biases and implications of such a show, and are basically switching one absolute for another. People accuse the show of being emotionally manipulative. The sad music, defeated phone calls between family members, and depiction of the county as a depressing one definitely makes the viewers feel a certain sadness for the Avery family. Our investigation in both the case and its portrayal in the Netflix documentary series has shown us that presentation and context is extremely important in telling a story, and that the media can have a profound impact on the lives of ordinary people. In some ways, the show has allowed for a second look into the case and steered up public interest in Avery's potential innocence. In other ways, it has also prohibited any type of closure and privacy for both Avery and Halbach's families. It is important for those that watch the documentary to do so with an open mind, constantly considering that many sides exist to one story, and being aware of the biases that are present in every human being. Making a Murderer is a fantastic opportunity to learn about the Stephen Avery case and was a great documentary, but it is important that we recognize its flaws in order to make the most of its information.